Did you know that 58% of employees would rather trust a stranger than their boss? Shocking, right? Leadership styles can make or break a team's success. Imagine a leader who never asks for your opinion versus one who always does. How would that impact your work? Autocratic leaders are like captains steering a ship with an iron grip. They make decisions alone and expect everyone to follow. On the flip side, democratic leaders are like skilled conductors. They bring out the best in their team by seeking input and collaboration. In this video, we'll dive into the fascinating world of autocratic and democratic leadership. You'll discover the key differences in how they make decisions, handle feedback, and motivate their teams. We'll also reveal how each style adapts to change and sets a vision for success. Stay tuned as we uncover the secrets behind these leadership styles. You'll learn how the approach of leaders like Steve Jobs and Richard Branson can impact everything from team morale to company performance. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of which style might work best for you or your organization. Let's get started. Chapter 1: Command versus Consensus. Decision-making dynamics. Autocratic leaders make decisions quickly. They believe in a top-down approach. This means they don't ask for input from their team. This style can be efficient, especially in crisis situations. A well-known example is Steve Jobs. He often made decisions on his own, driving Apple's success. Autocratic leaders set clear expectations. They give direct orders and expect them to be followed. This can create a sense of order and discipline. However, it can also lead to low morale. Team members may feel their opinions are not valued. According to a study by Leadership IQ, 23% of employees working under autocratic leaders feel unengaged. This style can work well in environments needing quick, decisive action. For instance, military settings often use autocratic leadership. But it can also stifle creativity. When people are not asked for their ideas, innovation can suffer. Democratic leaders, on the other hand, involve their team in decision-making. They value everyone's input. This approach can lead to better decisions. Why? Because it draws on the collective wisdom of the group. It can also boost team morale. People feel more engaged when they have a say. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, is a great example. He believes in listening to his team and making decisions together. According to Gallup, teams led by democratic leaders are 17% more productive. This style encourages collaboration. It fosters a sense of ownership among team members. They are more likely to support decisions they helped make. However, this approach can be time-consuming. Reaching a consensus takes time. In fast-paced environments, this can be a drawback. Yet, in many cases, the benefits outweigh the downsides. A study by the Harvard Business Review found that democratic leadership can lead to a 31% increase in job satisfaction. Chapter 2: Power Play, Authority and Influence. Autocratic leaders centralize power. They make decisions without consulting others. This can create a clear, strong direction. Leaders like Elon Musk are known for this style. They use their authority to drive their vision forward. This can be effective in startups or when a company is struggling. According to Forbes, companies led by autocratic leaders can see a 14% increase in short-term performance. The clear chain of command can eliminate confusion. Everyone knows who is in charge and what is expected of them. But this concentration of power can also lead to issues. It can result in high turnover rates. Employees may leave if they feel undervalued. A study by the Journal of Business Research found that autocratic leadership can increase turnover by 22%. Democratic leaders distribute power. They use influence rather than authority to lead. This means building relationships and trust. They persuade rather than command. Leaders like Nelson Mandela exemplify this style. They focus on influencing through inspiration. This approach can lead to high employee engagement. People feel valued and respected. According to a survey by the American Psychological Association, democratic leadership can increase employee engagement by 27%. This style also promotes loyalty. When employees feel involved, they are more likely to stay. However, it requires strong communication skills. Leaders must be able to convey their vision clearly. They must also be willing to listen. This can be challenging but is often rewarding. A study by the International Journal of Leadership Studies found that democratic leadership can improve team performance by 25%. Chapter 3: Feedback Loop. Handling criticism and input. Autocratic leaders often control the feedback loop. They typically don't encourage open criticism. This can create a fear-based culture. Employees might hesitate to share their honest opinions. This reluctance can stifle growth and innovation. In fact, a study from the University of Pennsylvania found that 40% of employees feel their opinions don't matter under autocratic leadership. However, some autocratic leaders do value certain types of feedback. They may seek out input from a few trusted advisors. Steve Jobs, for instance, listened to a select group of key people. But this approach limits diverse perspectives. When feedback is filtered through a few voices, it can miss important insights. This can lead to blind spots in leadership. In contrast, democratic leaders thrive on open feedback. They actively seek input from all team members. This approach can create a more inclusive and dynamic work environment. Employees feel their voices are heard. This can boost morale and engagement. According to a survey by Deloitte, 75% of employees prefer working for leaders who seek and act on feedback. Democratic leaders often use regular check-ins and surveys to gather input. They create multiple channels for feedback. This can lead to more innovative solutions. When everyone contributes ideas, the team can find creative ways to tackle problems. A study by MIT found that teams led by democratic leaders are 21% more innovative. However, managing this flow of feedback requires skill. Leaders must be able to filter and prioritize the input they receive. Chapter 4: Motivation Mechanics, Driving Team Performance. Autocratic leaders use clear directives to drive performance. They often set high standards and expect strict adherence. This can create a disciplined and focused team environment. However, it can also lead to stress and burnout. Employees might feel pressured to meet high demands. A report by the Journal of Applied Psychology found that autocratic leadership can increase stress levels by 33%. Some autocratic leaders use rewards and penalties to motivate their team. This carrot-and-stick approach can be effective in the short term. For instance, Henry Ford used strict rules but also rewarded efficiency with bonuses. But, over time, this can reduce intrinsic motivation. People might work harder, but only for external rewards. Democratic leaders use different strategies to motivate their teams. They focus on intrinsic motivation. This means helping employees find personal satisfaction in their work. Leaders like Tony Hsieh of Zappos encouraged a fun and engaging work culture. This can lead to higher job satisfaction. According to a Gallup poll, teams with high employee engagement see a 21% increase in profitability. Democratic leaders often use recognition and praise to motivate their teams. They celebrate small wins and acknowledge individual contributions. This can create a positive and motivating work environment. People feel valued for their efforts. A study by Harvard Business Review found that recognition can boost employee performance by 14%. This style also promotes a sense of purpose. When employees understand how their work contributes to the bigger picture, they are more motivated. Chapter 5: Flexibility versus rigidity, adaptability in leadership. Democratic leaders excel in flexibility. They adapt easily to new situations. This style thrives on change and innovation. Leaders like Satya Nadella at Microsoft embrace this approach. Under his leadership, Microsoft shifted its culture towards more collaboration and openness. This flexibility allows teams to pivot quickly. They can respond to new challenges and opportunities effectively. According to a study by McKinsey, companies with flexible leadership styles are 25% more likely to report high performance. Democratic leaders involve their teams in decision-making processes, which helps in quickly gathering diverse ideas. This collective approach fosters a culture of continuous improvement. Employees feel empowered to suggest changes. This can lead to innovative solutions and better adaptability. However, this flexibility requires strong communication skills. Leaders must clearly convey changes and new directions to their teams. Autocratic leaders often exhibit rigidity. They stick to their decisions and plans. This can provide a clear and stable direction, but it can also make adapting to change difficult. A rigid structure can slow down responses to new challenges. This can be a significant drawback in fast-paced industries. A study from Stanford University found that rigid leadership styles can reduce organizational agility by 30%. However, this rigidity can sometimes be beneficial. It provides consistency and predictability. In highly regulated industries, this can be crucial. For example, in the aerospace industry, strict adherence to protocols is necessary. Autocratic leaders ensure that these protocols are followed without deviation. But in dynamic environments, this lack of flexibility can hinder growth and innovation. Chapter 6: Vision and Values, Setting the Tone for Success. Democratic leaders often co-create their vision with their teams. This inclusive approach ensures that everyone is aligned with the organization's goals. Leaders like Indra Nooyi of PepsiCo are known for this. She involved her team in shaping the company's vision. This creates a sense of ownership and commitment among employees. According to a survey by Gallup, teams that are involved in setting the vision are 20% more engaged. Democratic leaders also emphasize shared values. They build a culture where values are lived daily. This can lead to a more cohesive and motivated team. A study by the Journal of Business Ethics found that organizations with strong, shared values see a 25% increase in employee loyalty. This alignment between vision and values helps in driving long-term success. Autocratic leaders set a clear and singular vision. They communicate this vision assertively and expect their teams to follow it. This can create a strong, unified direction. Leaders like Jeff Bezos at Amazon are known for their clear and ambitious vision. This can inspire and drive teams towards achieving significant goals. According to Harvard Business School, having a clear vision can increase organizational performance by 15%. However, this top-down approach can sometimes overlook valuable insights from the team. When the vision is imposed rather than shared, it might lack buy-in from employees. This can lead to disengagement. A study by the Society for Human Resource Management found that autocratic leadership can decrease employee engagement by 18%. Despite this, the clear direction can help in maintaining focus and achieving specific targets.